Wall Street Unplugged looks beyond the regular headlines heard on mainstream financial media to bring you unscripted interviews and breaking commentary direct from Wall Street right to you on Main Street.
What's going on out there? It's January 8th. I'm Frank Curzio, host of the Wall Street Unplugged podcast, where I break down the headlines and tell you what's really moving these markets. Reporting to you live from the CES in Las Vegas. And I have to start off with this. I mean, a lot of exciting stuff going on at CES, but we're supposed to be publishing this on Wednesday. We're doing it Tuesday night. I'm relaxing, having a couple beers, lots of hard work, preparation, seeing all these companies. Going to have fun over the next few days, sampling these products. But I'm doing this about 9 p.m., and this is Vegas time, so it's like midnight East Coast time. And there's been some crazy news, which all of you know, right? You're going to be listening this Wednesday, where Iran fired 16 ballistic missiles at U.S. coalition forces in Iraq. I'm sure the market's going to be down a lot on Wednesday. They're already selling off in China in the pre-market while gold and oil is surging. There are reports of a Boeing 737 plane crashing in Iran minutes after takeoff. Details are still sketchy. They're saying this is due to technical problems. So Boeing's a recent pick in our Curzio Research Advisory newsletter that we're flat on. I think it has tremendous upside potential, but this could be a game changer. Got to analyze this news. I'll let you guys know what's going on there. Need to learn more about it. But all this stuff happened pretty much within the past couple of hours. Just getting texts, I'm like, whoa, this is insane. Especially if, Tuesday, the CES opened, you guys are seeing all the announcements, all the product announcements. It was moving a lot of stocks. Those are two pretty big major events that I'm sure are going to top the headlines on Wednesday and Thursday, which is kind of a shame since there's a lot of cool things going on at the CES. Now, I was going to schedule an interview for you today. Basically, I have a big name for you in the tech industry, but I'm going to be honest with you. The information I'm about to give you is much better than any guest I'm going to bring on, because that's how much research I've done on these companies. So I've been here for 2 days thus far, scoping out everything. This is all the recon. This is going to see which companies I'm going to learn more about, sampling, talking to people. Again, it's 4,500 companies, over 2 million square feet of space. I said this a lot. If you follow me on Twitter, at Frank Curzio, posting a lot of live feeds, a lot of cool stuff. That out of the 4,500 companies, probably about 300 or 400 that need to be here. Everybody else just comes here, I guess, to say that they're here. Here's a product announcement. But it's hectic. If you go here for the first time, it's overwhelming. And a lot of people have different agendas here. For me, my agenda is to find stocks early on. This way my subscribers and myself can make money on. I'm doing this for a very long time, and I have a pretty good track record of doing it. So a lot of exciting stuff. Again, follow me on Twitter. It's absolutely free, at Frank Curzio. I mean, lots of great stuff going on there. Sat in the front row, the Intel Media event, which is awesome. But I can tell you, CES and technology, I mean, you're looking, especially over the past couple of years, it's not just about tech companies anymore. Almost every Fortune 500 company is here. Every auto manufacturer is here. Consumer staple company, utilities. I mean, it's insane when you're seeing the companies that are here. And why is that? Because every company is basically a technology company. I mean, if you have a website and track data, you're a technology company. I mean, you have Delta here. Guys, just please, I'm not saying, I don't care if you follow me on Twitter, I don't care if you cancel, whatever it is. You have to see some of the things that Delta was presenting. I mean, if you're looking at, I'm sure most of you saw Alien, the first one, the original, with Sigourney Weaver, when she's in that big thing that she's moving, that robotic thing that she's beating up the alien with. They had this young little skinny girl go into one of these things and basically start fixing an engine, picking up hundreds of pounds of things. And it was remarkable. It was just remarkable. I mean, it was showing just, again, Delta was just blew it away. One of the best companies. If you're looking at the biggest theme thus far, which should scare the shit out of you. It should scare the shit out of you. I'm sorry to curse, I have to say it. It's intelligence. So they're calling it actually the intelligence of things. Not the Internet of Things, but the intelligence of things, which is artificial intelligence. Every single major company is talking about how to collect data and the best ways to analyze it. And it's funny because it's not just about searching for things on the internet or mobile, right? Because that's what you think. Wow, they track it. No, we know that already. I'm talking about everything through your vehicles, appliances, smart homes, smart cities, every single connected device. Now, how many connected devices are there? There's 38 billion connected devices, and over the next 5 years, that number goes to 56 billion connected devices. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them that each of us are going to have. Just in numerous ways that they're going to be able to track us. Now, if we want to put that in perspective, it comes out to 175 zettabytes. What the hell does that mean? That's equal to 6.5 billion years of high-definition content. That's how crazy. And everything's video. Everything's video. And you're looking at that data, and for those of you who don't follow this industry, I would say easily more than 80% of the data is useless. I mean, they were giving us examples of how autonomous vehicles, which is really cool, tons of technology here, but how they're all going to be connected to each other through smart cities, but they want to monitor and learn if pedestrians are crossing, how much space to give them, whatever. But most of the time that they're tracking this data, pedestrians not crossing the street, right? So it's useless data. It's the 20% that's important. It's going to be tracked and analyzed to what? To help you predict patterns in consumer behavior. Now, why are all these companies doing this? Why is there so much money going into this? Because this is like $1 trillion market. And think about it. You're going to know exactly what every person in the world is going to do tomorrow, next week, next year, in 5 years. I mean, that gives marketing companies a pretty big edge of what to sell you during what time frame of exactly what you're going to do. And this is all brought to you by 5G, which is going to enhance every single trend. It makes everything faster. It makes the speeds on the internet faster. It makes streaming better. It makes everything better. But this is by far the biggest theme here. Some other big themes, smart homes, which is basically connectivity of every device in your home that you could monitor and basically use through your mobile phone, virtual assistant. Talk about smart homes for a very, very long time. Smart cities, a big theme here. And those are two things I've been talking about for 3-4 years. Trends that you should definitely know. They recommended Amazon, which is a fantastic recommendation. We're up about 100% on it. But Alexa is just everywhere. It's the king of smart homes. Alexa is compatible with everything now. It's going into your car. It's crazy. But when you look at these trends and the stocks that we recommended, whether it's Amazon we're doing well on, Itron, one of the biggest players in smart cities, we're up a lot on. That's a pretty cool company. Few people even know exists. Still relatively small. It's called $1 billion market cap. Some other themes, augmented reality is here. It's huge. It's everywhere. Everyone's incorporating it. I'm going to be sampling this technology over the next couple days, having fun, making an idiot out of myself. It'll be fun. Trust me. Interviewing a lot of people in the space. Sports technology is also a huge theme. Every single sport, how to monetize every aspect of everything, every movement that you do, tracking everything. Again, using artificial intelligence, just factoring that into sports technology. Intel, AMD, all these companies have mentioned it. Surprisingly, let's talk about some of the trends that are not really being talked about, is robotics and 5G. And that's based on the social media AI tracking statistics from the CES, which they highlight every year and I post on Twitter. And I guess you could say, well, 5G is huge. But we've been talking about that for the past 3 years, and finally it's here. Look at AT&T, Verizon, and Samsung phones, Apple phones next year. 5G's here. But I guess since everyone's been talking about it for the past 3 years, it's not so much of a big deal anymore. Robotics. We talk about robotics so much, but everyone's so used to seeing there's robots everywhere here, but they're just so used to seeing it, they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm not saying that there's not ways you can make money off of it, but it's not creating the buzz that you like to see here. So when I look at the CES, For those of you listening to this first time, I've been doing this for 8 years coming here. I mean, it's a big process. It's a lot of work. I'm working the whole entire day. I've probably got requests from 15 different people to come here. Hey, Frank, I want to chat. I want to hang out. What is it? It's cool, but it's difficult because a lot of work, a lot of time. You know, I like to do things my own way. Which companies I'm going to see. I don't want to explain everything to people or say, hey, you know, I need to know if the person that's hanging out with me needs to go to the bathroom or whatever. For me, it's very time sensitive. To go through all these companies, which spaces, again, 4,500 companies, you're trying to figure out like a good 5, 10, 12, 15 investments. It's not easy, and a lot of work goes behind that. But it's worth it if you really look at the track record, the performance we've had over 8 years, the numerous 100% plus winners that we've had in this sector. I mean, I love it. Because doing the homework, I mean, you're looking at some of the companies that we recommended in the past, whether it's Cypress Semi, Skyworks in the 20s, and it's over 100 now. People love it at 100. But even last year, let's go back 1 year. I mean, I could literally name 25 winners that we've had, and we've probably had a couple losers, of course, but the winners totally outpace the losers. And if we look back at last year, there was 2 companies that I highlighted, which I recommended. And these 2 companies, mainstream media wasn't really talking about them. One company most people never heard of. But when I walked into the Sands Expo today, because they have it at Las Vegas Convention Center, they have it at Sands Expo, they have it at Mandalay Bay, they have it at like 7 hotels. Sands Expo and the Convention Center are the 2 biggest. But I walked into the Sands Expo today, and Sands Expo hosts digital healthcare companies, wearables, smart home technology, things like that. There were 2 huge companies on display right when I walked in, and those are the companies we recommended. One of them was Humana, and the other one was Omron. So these are companies that are in a CRA portfolio. Again, I recommended them last year. Said Omron was one of my favorite companies. That was the one I was playing ping pong with. It's into robotics, but more important, they released the first ever blood pressure monitor that was FDA approved. I mean, it was like a 7-month waiting list. And this is a company that's done very well for us. Now it's at the forefront of one of the biggest conferences in the world. They were buried wherever. They had 2 presences. They had one at the Las Vegas Center with the ping pong table and the wearables part, which was in the Sand Expo. These companies were buried. I mean, Humana as well. Nobody liked Humana last year. Now it just got put on Goldman Sachs' conviction buy list. And that's the point of this, right? This is why I love doing this shit. I mean, it's trying to find ideas before Main Street. And before Goldman Sachs puts Humana on their list, when we're up like, 10, 15, 20% on the stock. But it was really cool. Like, it was just really cool because it's tiring. It's Vegas, and people say, yeah, have fun. I'd rather spend time with my wife and family, to be honest with you. I mean, it's crazy. I've been to Vegas 100 times. It's okay. I get, it's cool. But it's a lot of work, and to just see that where those 2 companies were featured, it's pretty cool, because I like it, because I know a lot of you bought those companies, a lot of you are doing well in the newsletter, and that's what I care about, right? That's what you pay me for. But you're looking at so many new companies. Eureka Park, there's like 1,500 companies in there this year. Those are all startups. I mean, you look at Kickstarter, GoFundMe, those companies are dead. And people know it's as close as a scam to you get. I mean, GoFundMe, look, if people really need to raise money for something or healthcare, whatever it is, help for a family member, I get it. But for these startups to really go there and say, hey, fund us, this way you can be part of our company, when you're not really part of the company. You don't own equity, right? You get to get their products a little early in a couple of emails saying, hey, nice, thank you, you're really cool. I mean, come on, give me a break. Your startups, I want to invest in these companies at their very early stages, and these kids are like, well, just go to the FundMe page, and okay, I'm going to give you $10,000. You're going to give me like a garbage can, a revolutionary garbage can. I mean, come on, give me a break. But not a lot of buzz. It was one of the most least talked about topics. Again, according to statistics at CES, was Eureka Park. I'm going to be going through there over the next couple of days, seeing lots of new ideas. But it's just getting so big, it's overwhelming. I mean, that many startups, it's crazy. It was crowded down there, it's crazy, but it's just, I'm going to find some lots of good ideas, but those are companies you can't invest in yet. And a lot of them aren't accepting equity stakes. They just want to, do the Kickstarter thing. So from an investment point, I don't know if we're going to find lots of ideas down there. But getting back to the Omrons and the Humanas and the companies we're finding beforehand. I mean, there's a method to all this madness, right? Because the whole world is looking. You can live stream the keynotes. That's pretty easy. Everyone's like, "Oh, what time is this Mark Benioff going on?" Or they just look it up and live stream. You're going to be texting, like everything's like, you don't want that. You can get that anywhere. I want to be on the floor when everyone's at these, keynote addresses, which I could find information on from 500 different websites, probably within 5 minutes. And you're looking at the big announcements, like AMD releasing its 7-nanometer chip, Micron's cool new products. You have the Wall Micro LED TV, Impossible Meats. I should have went to that media. Their media day was in a restaurant, and they were giving out their new pork products that are not made from pork. Pretty cool. Foldable tablets from Dell, Lenovo, Samsung's Nero TV that rotates the display from horizontal to vertical, kind of like your phone. The LG rollable OLED TV, which is launching this year. It's only going to cost you $60,000. That's nothing. But those aren't the companies I'm really looking at. I mean, the companies I'm looking at are companies like DNA Grudge that sample your DNA, and then you have a wearable that helps you shop for food that's the most healthy for you based on your DNA. And if you think about it, right? I mean, for me, growing up, I'm a chubby kid, and I watch my friends eat 3 Big Macs a day, and they don't gain weight because their DNA is different from mine. But they're saying, hey, you know what? You might be focusing on the wrong diets. Well, here it is, based on your DNA of what you should be eating. This is the best stuff that you should be eating. I thought it was fantastic. It's really cool. Won an innovation award. A company called Welts has a smart belt that looks like a regular belt, fashion belts that are really cool. It tracks your waist size, food intake, activity. Another one that won an award. Life Pulse. It's the first ever non-invasive glucose monitor. And something, my mom has been sick and she's got to get her blood taken. She's got diabetes every couple of hours. She's in the hospital and stuff. She's coming home soon, a couple weeks. But that's really cool. So for me, I'm looking for diamonds in the rough, which includes one crazy pick I'm going to share with you later on. And trust me, it's going to be really crazy. You're going to laugh when I give you this company. It's going to surprise the hell out of you. And all of you heard of it before. And I bet you all of you think, because they filed for bankruptcy, that they're still bankrupt. So I'm going to give it to you in a little while. But looking at some of the biggest winners, Amazon. Amazon's everywhere. They're every smart home, every product within the smart home. They now had a major booth, major presence in the auto section where you could ask Alexa to fill up your tank. It goes to the cloud. It's amazing because Amazon's presence, and if you look on Twitter, because I did a live stream of it, one of the most crowded booths by far. It's unbelievable how amazing this company is. And then you're looking at not just Alexa, not just cloud, not just retail, but they're everywhere in everything. And now with intelligence, or AI being, the major theme, not just this year, but for the next 100 years, Amazon's a company that has access to everything you do. I mean, it's not like Facebook where they have access to what you're posting. And they're going to know exactly what you do. Your buying habits, shopping, driving, in your house, walking around. They're going to know everything about you. It's pretty scary when you think about it. This way they could sell this data to marketers and make an absolute fortune. AMD being the first to the market with this 7-nanometer chip. I like to see it first because companies that have a lot more money than them are taking their time to make sure they get it right. I think AMD just wanted to say, hey, we're the first to announce it. And stock got upgraded. Good reports. Target price was raised. But they beat Intel and NVIDIA to the market. So that was a positive for them. Micron had some really cool product announcements. Ford's new Mustang was incredible. I have pictures on it on Twitter. Their technology was huge. One of the most crowded booths. Intel, when I went to Media Day, live streamed the whole thing. They had the foldable tablets. They signed deals with Dell and Lenovo. Also, they brought an executive from Netflix, since their chips power their streaming, their new chips, which is really cool. They also have 3D sports technology, which requires fewer cameras, believe it or not. It was amazing. And the quality is getting better and better. And they showed how, 2-3 years ago, how it wasn't that good, but now how great it is. And showing real life games. And pretty soon that's going to be 4K, probably in another year or two. Which is amazing. You're going to see sports games like you've never seen them before. And they announced, which a major announcement for Intel, was their new Tiger Lake chips. Incredible technology, really, really cool. Hyundai, with its partnership with Uber, announcing a flying drone-like helicopter. Again, got pictures and videos of this, Twitter. How it's going to transport, I think it was 4 people in this helicopter thing. It's really, really cool. I had no idea they're going to make money off. That thing must cost like $10 million. You have to see it. It's really cool. Trust me, guys. See it. Google it. It's awesome. Hyundai, Uber partnership, helicopter. It's cool. But I don't know how much they're going to charge each of those guys to transport them wherever they want to go. And I can't see thousands of these or hundreds of thousands of these, being the norm, maybe, in a couple generations from now. But it was really cool. Some of the losers, I thought Samsung was a loser. The 8K TV, their new products, they have a new AI robot human-like thing, which, you could read about anywhere. But they announced a lot of futuristic products that are not going to come to the market for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, maybe even a decade. And they didn't say when they were going to come to the market. So I think they were looking to create more of excitement and buzz, but you like to have that buzz around a product that's going to be launched this year. And Samsung didn't really do that too much. I mean, they're launching products this year. And Samsung's one of the most important companies, next to Sony. Biggest booths. But you can look at their technologies and everything within these companies. You're looking at chip makers, you're looking at the flat screen TVs. The average flat screen TV right now is 50 inches. 50 inches. Super high definition, which I mean more surround sounds, more installations. Best Buy is going to benefit. How many chips are going into all these things? But that's how you find the best ideas. It's not going to Samsung and saying, wow, look what Samsung brought out for the CS, or look what Sony, look what Intel. It's going deeper within those trends to find the little guys, the nuts and bolts companies. That's how you make a lot of money in technology. GoPro, I feel like I've been trashing this company for a while, and those stocks been going down, and I don't like trashing companies. I mean, but they actually had an advertisement. Their booth is right next to Samsung, so it cost a fortune. And what are they doing? Take a guess what they're releasing. The Hero 8. Okay, last year was a 7. The year before that was 6. The year before that was 5. I don't know if you need to really upgrade these cameras anymore. They have the similar technology that's cheaper. And they actually, it wasn't that crowded, the booth. You'll see it. I have, again, if I saw a crowd, I'd say, hey, GoPro's a great buy here. The company I'm going to mention later, you're going to be surprised at. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. But they have an advertisement saying, sign up and you get a free year of whatever software service that they're selling. And you're not supposed to advertise here at CES. You're supposed to look. It's a place to showcase everything, but you're not supposed to make these special offers. You're not allowed to sell anything here, especially on the main floor. You might have little companies saying, hey, if you want to buy this right now, I'll give it to you, whatever. No one's going to bother them. The Intel's not like, hey, here's the technology. All right, you want to buy it today? No, it's not like that. You're not allowed to do that. They don't want you doing that. Yet they had this big display. It looked like an act of desperation. Please sign up and you get a free. It was the only company on that floor that was advertising something like that. iRobot I talked to you about. I think they're going to have a great quarter. I'm not too sure what the guidance is going to be. I think these things flew off the shelves. However, the new company, there's at least 10 that I saw, just, better technology, cheaper. I don't know what the patents are. I know the Shark came out. I think iRobot's fighting Shark with their new robots, robot vacuums. And robot vacuums, it's a huge theme, but iRobot, it's still an expensive stock, even though I was telling you, to sell it in well over 100. Not too sure where it is today, 40s, I don't know. So it was like a week ago, so been kind of crazy. I haven't really been looking at individual stocks past 3-4 days. But I think that you're going to see a good quarter. You're going to see the stock pop because it's got a big short position on it. Short ratio is pretty big. And I think it's going to be a very, very good time to short that stock. Things going to go a lot lower. They're not the best in the industry. They're just not the best in the industry. And they're trading as if they are, and more competition's coming in, low barriers of entry. Some of the losers. There's tons going on here. Having lots of fun. Again, just relaxing right now, doing this really late at night for you. Had a couple beers, just relaxing. Need to dial down a little bit because tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. Again, tomorrow's going to be Wednesday when you're listening to this, but I'm actually going to Shelley Palmer's special event. They're going to Talk about all the major trends there. Shelley Palmer's very big with technology. One of the biggest names here. And, it's a personal invitation that I have. Going to have a lot of great speakers on that panel. So that's from 8 to 10 tomorrow. And the rest of the day, my buddy who's in my room right now, who is taping this with me, who's my film guy, is going to have a lot of fun with me tomorrow. It's going to be really, really cool. But guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Frank Curzio. So I'm going to be sampling a lot of these new gadgets and technology. All the research I went in the past couple of days, now I get to have fun. Now I get to go to companies and try this stuff out and have a good time and interview some of the best people around. And all that we're going to do through live streaming, videos, pictures, and that's all going to be found on Twitter. But before I go, since I built this up, I'm going to share this crazy pic with you. Actually, I have two. Two under-the-radar companies that everyone in the world hates. But one of them I'm going to put in a Dollar Stock Club portfolio because I like it. And that's going to be from me. Usually I take a pick from my guest. That's going to be my pick since I have no guest. And if you want access to that, it's $1. If you can't afford $1, you shouldn't be listening to this anyway. But it's $1. Give me a break. That product is a way of me giving back to everybody to just give you the high-quality research from professionals that most people in this world don't have access to. So it's a really, really cool product. One-page write-up of the best picks from my guests. Now you're going to get my best picks. So that's one of them. But the one I'm going to give you today, here we go. You ready? Built it up enough. Is Kodak. Yes, they're still around. They went bankrupt and came back out of bankruptcy. I think it was like 2012. Kodak, as a company that used to be the largest in the industry, huge, 80s, they get into the 90s and didn't get into the digital revolution, just crashed. Nobody's talking about Kodak. Nobody. Yet, insiders are buying the crap out of the stock over the past month. That's why it hit my radar. Now, if you look for information on it, there's not a lot. There's no analyst covering it. The balance sheet looks pretty good. Started doing some research on it. But they have pretty cool products. So the digital movie picture business, that digital business, is on fire. If you guys saw the movie Irishman on Netflix, when they went back and forth and Hoffa and, De Niro and Pesci, Al Pacino, different time frames, that's all Kodak. That business is growing over 20% year over year, and they had a pretty cool booth set up in the middle of nowhere, which I like. I love to see that. They didn't take out this massive booth like GoPro next to Samsung. No, they didn't do that. They don't need to do that. But they have the longest range surveillance cameras, which is pretty important. Think about the smart cities. They're going to be on every single building going out there. Smart cities is such a monster trend. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I said in terms of smart cities and adoption, it's probably like a 2. You want to put in baseball terms? I mean, second inning, third inning. It's huge, huge, huge. Companies, and plus you have government spending, and governments don't care about money. I mean, the U.S. Post Office here, they don't care. You're going to lose $5-7 billion a year while UPS and FedEx make plenty of money. They don't care. They spend money like crazy, which is cool. Good for this trend. But Kodak, guys, take a look at it. There's a reason why insiders are buying it. And this is how you make money in stocks. Because I'm saying Kodak, and you're probably going to laugh, and you should laugh. But remember, Kodak is not the same company it was. It went bankrupt. It was horrible. It was terrible. People write it off. That's how you buy stocks at dirt cheap levels. When everyone in the world hates them and not talking about it. There's no one at the CES that's going to say, you should buy Kodak. Nobody. And you know what? Next year, when it's up 100% or 200%, because it's so cheap right now, they're going to be talking about it. You can say, wow, I got that first. Because that's my job. Excited to bring picks like that to you. But it looks pretty cool. Look, the insiders are buying. They have cool products right now. Just check it out. It's a speculative name. Don't go crazy, sell your house and throw your money in it. And your wife's going to kill you. And then she's going to come to my house and shoot me because I gave you the pick. No, don't do that. Just put a little bit of money into it. You never know. So, lots to cover. Bring this podcast to you again from my room in Vegas, which is pretty cool. I'm going to share something with you over the next couple days. It's going to really scare the crap out of my Lifetime members, which is something I'm going to do. It's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give it away, but it is probably the craziest thing that you could probably do in Vegas that my daughter asked me to do. She asked me to do one thing, and this is it. And I said, I don't know. We'll see. So it should be fun. I'm going to try to tape that for you. And if I do, I'll throw that on Twitter and whatever. You guys can make fun of me. But having a lot of fun here, a lot of more work to do. I know the market's going to be down by the time you listen to this. Let's going to be able to analyze that news. I'll report back to you probably next week with that. But I really appreciate you guys listening. I keep saying it, but I mean it. Try to follow me on Twitter. I'm giving you guys free information that you're not going to get anyplace else. It's going to be loaded with ideas, loaded with interviews, loaded with a lot of cool stuff that it's going to be entertaining. So definitely, I mean, the numbers are going higher and higher. The people that are watching the videos in the hundreds now. I mean, I'm seeing some of the biggest names out there, like, following me, which is really cool. Kramer's following, everyone's following. It's cool because I really go into a lot of details, trying to provide you original ideas and not just be like the 1,000 companies right now, media companies, just giving you the best products and, with really, no agenda. Our agenda is to find diamonds in the rough and make some money for you. So again, you can do that by following me on Twitter. If you're a subscriber to Curzio Research Advisory, and if you're a subscriber to any of our products or any of my products, you guys are going to get the cream of the crop. My best ideas. Going to be next to CRA's first. And Curzio Venture Opportunities is next. That's where you're going to see my best picks. And I save that for subscribers, the things I'm giving you guys, and free stuff. That's cool. But as you know, I'm going to save the best stuff for the people who are paying for it and my most loyal subscribers. So guys, expect 2 really cool issues this month. I'm going to work really hard, break down all these trends, tell you who the winners are, and tell you which companies you recommend. When I've had these issues, you can go back. I archive everything. There's nothing I hide. Every single podcast is archived. You could say what I'm saying, see what I'm saying back 10 years, which I love. So even on our website, you can go back, look at the January issues and look at the stocks that we recommended, and you're going to see some amazing ideas that are a lot higher. So these are the issues you could expect coming out over the next couple of weeks, starting with CRA, which is next week. We delayed it 1 week because I want to give you a great pick from here. There's a lot of research I'm doing, and CVO comes out the following week, but expect a lot of good stuff in those newsletters, stuff you're not going to find anyplace else, and ideas you're not going to find anyplace else. And that's it for me. Grab another beer, relax, maybe go downstairs and gamble a little bit, and I got a very busy day. And very busy Wednesday and Thursday, which I'm going to be updating you guys with everything. So, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in 7 days. Take care.
The information presented on Wall Street Unplugged is the opinion of its hosts and guests. You should not base your investment decisions solely on this broadcast. Remember, it's your money and your responsibility. Wall Street Unplugged, produced by the Choose Yourself Podcast Network, the leader in podcasts produced to help you choose yourself.